recording's going. Alright, welcome everyone to yoga class again. Last couple of weeks we've been doing a lot of hip work. Today I thought we'd do a bit more of a general thing. We'll start with some nice breathing and then get into some of the hip stuff, but also try to include some shoulder action as well. And if we have time, we'll try to do the hip series 1. Alright, so we'll get started. We can turn to our sides.
We don't take requests yet?
No, not that far. Not good. I mean, kind of. We'll see. Alright, grab behind the knees, roll back. And legs a nice 90-degree bend, relax. Let our arms go out by our sides. And once again, maybe today we'll do the counted breathing. So just relaxing, taking a couple of regular breaths. And from here, we'll start doing some big belly breaths. So if you want, you can just bring your hands to your belly for some sensitivity. Big exhale. And then we'll start. Inhale, 1. Exhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 5. Now see if you can count on your own. Do 5 more breaths. Alright, on your own time, when you've completed those 5 breaths, just let your hands come back to your sides. Give your hips a little wiggle, maybe a little roll, imprint an arch. And for the second round of breathing, we'll go ahead and bring our feet and knees together. And we'll just let the knees go wide and bring them back and forth a couple times. And then just let them go wide as we start into our second round of breathing. So this time we're going to focus on breathing and bringing breath into the ribs. So with the abs, we want to do the belly lock. That is pulling the stomach belly button in and down towards the hips and the stomach tucked up under the belly. Big exhale and breathe into the ribs. Inhale, 1. Exhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. If you want, you can bring your hands onto your ribs. Also be sure to pay attention to the breath going into the back of the ribs and the side of the ribs. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 5. Now, doing 5 breaths on your own count. Once again, when you finish those 5 breaths on your own time, let your hands come by your side, draw your knees gently together, walk your feet and knees hip width apart, and just take a couple of natural, relaxed breaths. Now we're going to add in some arms, but before that, we do that, we'll just stretch our backs out. So bring our elbows down by our sides, hands up, push the elbows into the floor, stretch our back away from our hips, bring our hands gently to our head, lift up our head, lay it down, bring those arms back overhead. And then we just go in and out of the elbow or the shoulders a couple times, doing some shoulder push-ups, so extending as far as you can, pulling the elbows or the femurs back into the shoulders, in and out a couple of times. And then we'll interlace the fingers, right hand on top of left, bring that back and cup it behind our heads. And you can then let those elbows go wide. And from here, we'll bring our feet a little bit wider, about mat's width. Bring our knees together so we have our legs in snowplow while we do some big, big breaths up into our chest. Getting nice stretch with the shoulders, arms above head. So we'll start with the belly lock. Then imagine that we're knitting those bottom ribs down towards the front of the hips and the pelvis. And then big exhale as we draw our breath up into the shoulders and collarbone. Exhale and inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. Now continuing on, 5 breaths on your own count. And on your own time, when you completed those breaths, lift your head up gently, draw your elbows together, bring your hands up, let them fall wide, let the knees come wide, walk the feet in a little bit, hips distance. And just take a couple of normal, relaxed breaths. Alright, so for the last round of breathing, the full complete breath, the 3-part breath, we'll bring our legs into Baddha Konasana, so walk the feet and knees together, and let the knees go wide, keeping the feet clamped together. And then bring the hands overhead, do a couple shoulder push-ups to get the shoulders relax. Interlace the hands, left hand over right. Bring the hands behind the head, gently cupping the head. Let the elbows go wide. And now for our biggest, fullest breath, starting with the belly, drawing to the chest, and then the ribs, and then the chest. Don't forget about breathing into the back body. So exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. Now 5 more breaths on your own time, your own rhythm. When your breaths are done, slowly lift your head up, release your hands. Let your arms fall by your side. Maybe bring them around to lift your legs up. Walk your knees and distance apart. Let your hands come by your side and just let it settle. Couple nice breaths. Alright, from here we'll walk our feet and knees together again, draw them up, and interlace our hands behind the knees. Once again, right hand on top of left. We'll do a little bit of our warm up here to loosen up the back and the hips, and just start with some tugging back and forth. And we'll start going side to side. And then bring that into some circles. And then we'll bring it back to center. And from here, remember this trick. So we want to push our hands into our calves. And we want to pull our calves and our thighs in towards our bellies. And just get a nice, strong, dynamic tension. Really drawing the legs in while really pushing them away with our arms and the back of the hands. Get some wrist strength, some elbow strength. This one's good for the abs. And then just kind of let the arms relax, let the legs pull in really tight in a wind remover. And then lift up the feet, change the interlace of the hands, and we'll do some circles the other way. And let that go into back and forth, side to side. And then finishing with some pulsing. And then once again, taking a minute to create that dynamic tension, pushing the back of the hands into the calves, drawing the legs towards the belly with the strength of the thighs, squeezing the hands with the calves. And once again, release with the arms, and now draw the legs in really tight for wind remover. And then feet up, release the hands down by the side, let our feet come down one by one. And today we'll start on the left side a little bit, change it up. So bring that left leg up into a half wind remover, crossing the hands over the knees, or interlacing the hands over the knees or behind the interlacing the hands on the thigh or over top of the knee.
And
Whatever.
hand on top of what?
So whatever is more comfortable for you, you can either do it on the thigh or
No, I mean, because usually you say left hand on top of
oh,
right.
right. So
is
on
there
the
any-
left side, we're going to do left hand on top of
Okay.
right.
I was just waiting for that cue.
Yeah. If we want, we can go ahead and stretch that right leg out. But even as we're doing that, imagine that you're keeping a lift in the back of your right knee and engaging those feet, drawing the toes back towards you. And we can take that left leg outside of the body to the left side. And try pushing the leg into the right hand. Right hand pushes into the left leg, or right arm. And reverse that. Push the leg into the left arm pushing back into the leg. And relax, bring it back to center. And draw it across to the right side of the body. Once again, can you push the leg into the right hand? Right arm pushing into the leg. And switch. Now leg pushing into the left arm pushing back into the right leg. Left leg. And relax, bring it back to center. Draw that left leg in a little closer if you can. And release with the hands, bring the thigh perpendicular. Do a couple of shin lifts on this side. Snap, crackle, pop. And this time bring it up to hold. Cross it over for figure 4.
I always gotta make sure my heel doesn't drift out.
Right.
That whatever leg is down.
It's a good thing to pay attention to. My leg tends to drift in, especially on the right side when I do it. So yeah, is your heel in line with your right bum? Or is it out? Or do you tend to come in? What's some of your habits? Always good things to notice. Alright, from here, we'll start doing some of the ankle work. So just flex and point, flex and point. And point, start drawing some big circles. Circles the other way. Alright, bring that foot back to center. We'll flex the foot, curl the toes, point the foot, flip the toes, flex the foot, curl the toes, point the foot, flip the toes, flex the foot one more time, curl the toes, point the foot, flip the toes, flex the foot. Take a big breath, we'll exhale, and from here we'll go into a twist. So bring your arms out wide by your side, pushing into your right foot, lift up your hips and move it slightly to the left. And then we'll go into a nice figure 4 twist. Remember, we want the right side of the body to be engaging towards the floor so that our left ribs aren't popping up. So if you can put your hands on your left ribs and imagine that you're drawing them back into your body. And from here we'll take a couple of nice big breaths. belly, ribs, and chest. Alright, so as we ready to come out, we want to use some ab strength. We want to lift with our thighs. We want to lift with the outside of the right leg, which is on the ground. So exhale, twist, come out of the twist. Lift up the hips, bring them back to center. Draw that knee over our chest and straighten out the left leg. We do 1 or 2 shin lifts again. Let that left leg come down to the floor. From here we can rock out our hips a couple times, imprint and arch, imprint and arch. And we'll draw up that right leg. And this time we'll interlace right hand over left. Drawing that leg in. And exhale, let that left leg go out. Remember to keep some action in that left leg, keeping the foot engaged, keeping the lift in the back of the knee. We want to keep our elbows up and engaged as well. We're going to draw our leg over to the right side of the body. And then push the right leg into the left arm. And release, and then go the other way. Right leg pushing into the right arm pushing back into the right leg. Draw that leg back to center. Draw it in a little closer if you can on exhale. And then exhale and twist over to the left side. Start by pushing the right leg into the left hand, left arm pushing into the right leg. Noticing which side is easier, which side is harder to push in on that internal rotation or to push out on the external rotation. So now release, bring it back to center, and then, or keep it on that side, and now we'll push right arm into right leg pushing into right arm. What's going on with your left leg? Are you keeping your feet engaged? Are you keeping a lift in the back of your knee? And release. Draw the leg back to center. You can draw it in a bit closer. And then bring the thigh to perpendicular. perpendicular, and we'll do some shin lifts. Have more snap, crackle, pop. Alright, this time bring leg up and hold. And then drawing that left leg up and bending at the right knee, hooking that the ankle outside of the knee. Going to figure 4 on this side. And then we'll go through our ankle series on this side. So flex and point, flex and point. And start doing some circles. And that circles the other way. And bring the foot back to center. We'll flex, curl the toes, point the foot, flip the toes, flex the foot, curl the toes, point the toes, flip toes, flex the foot. One more time, curl, point, flip the toes, bring the foot back to flexed. And from here we'll go into a nice twist again. So once again, pushing into your left foot, lift up your hips to the right, bring your arms out wide, and twist to the left. Once again in this twist, making sure that the right ribs aren't popping up, so drawing those right ribs down.
Trying to think of an imprint here, or
Yeah, you're thinking of an imprint on the left side. Alright, then on exhale, use your ab strength, use the muscles on the outside of your left leg to draw your legs back up. Center your hips, draw your right knee over your chest, and release that leg. Do a couple of shin lifts on this side. And bring that left leg or right leg down as well. And just in a relaxed position, take a couple of natural breaths. And then from here, we'll roll onto our sides. ourselves up into a cross-legged position.
Stop.
Alright. And then from here, sitting up nice and straight, we'll bring our hands out to our sides, palms up. Imagine that we're cupping a ball and bring our hands to our shoulders. And we'll start doing some shoulder rolls. If you can get the elbows to touch as you bring them across the front. More snap crackle popping today. And reverse the direction of the circles. And finishing up with the elbows out wide. And we can just bring the elbows together, apart. Alright, then with the elbows out wide, drop the elbows to the ribs, lift them up. Alright, let that go. Put our hands down, lean back a little bit to switch the cross of our legs. And bring our hands out front. And we'll once again do the interlace right over left. And then turn in, out, bring it back and forth a couple of times. And then drawing the arms up overhead. We can do it with our breath a couple of times. Exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up. And it's time to bring them up to hold. Now here, can you imagine you getting a bit of that belly lock going on? You're lifting our ribs up off of our belly. We're lifting our low back up off of our hips. Our crown of the head is just lifting up and floating. And from here, release our hands to our sides. And take our left hand to the right knee, right hand behind us, and go into a nice gentle twist. Once again, we want to imagine that we're doing that imprint, that our right ribs aren't sticking out, but they're drawing back in. On the exhale, can you twist a little bit farther, leading with the belly, then the ribs, and then the shoulders. Bring the head around last. Coming out slowly, bring the head around first, then the shoulders, and the rest of the ribs. And then, once again, we'll bring our hands out front, this time interlacing the left hand on top. Flip the hands out, Go back and forth a couple of times. And now bring the hands up overhead with an inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time bring them up to hold. Keep breathing. Exhale, let the hands come down. Bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the bum. We'll do the twist to this side. Once again, remember to imprint so that the left ribs aren't sticking out. On the exhale, you can twist a little bit farther. And then coming out of the twist, head first, releasing the shoulders, bring the hands back by our sides. Alright, we'll do one more stretch here in the seated position. So this will be for the neck. So just with our hands out by our sides, slowly drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And from here, slowly drop the chin towards the right shoulder. Very slowly, on an inhale, draw our head back up to center. Exhale, drop your left ear to the left shoulder. And dropping that left chin to the left shoulder, or dropping the chin to the left shoulder. And then inhale, drawing head back to center. And then exhale, let the chin drop to the chest. And then inhale, drawing the head back up. Alright, now the second round, as we draw our right ear to our right shoulder, we can bring our right hand up, place it on the top of our head, and gently, gently draw the neck. Stretch a little extra stretch in the neck. Left hand we can, or left arm, we can actually engage and just get it a little bit off the floor. And gently turning the head, letting that chin drop to the right shoulder. Then releasing that right hand back down to the ground, left hand back to the ground. Gently draw our head back to center. And now letting the left ear go to the left shoulder. Use the left arm to gently increase that stretch. Engaging the right hand, right arm. Now letting the chin drop to the left shoulder. And release that left arm, let the right arm come back down to the ground. Inhale and gently draw the head back to center. Now let the chin drop to the chest. You can bring your hands behind your head. Release however you like. Gently drawing the back of the head, tucking the chin to get a nice stretch on our neck. Then from here, very gently pushing the head into the hands and lift the head up. You let the neck come back, stretching back. Bring the chin up gently. Exhale and release. Alright, well, we've been holding the cross-legged for a while on the hopefully opposite side of what you do, so I think that's a good one. Nice sitting. I think from here we'll just roll onto our sides, do a little bit of hip work before we finish up. So you can cup your head or you can stretch your right arm out long. We're going to use legs that are at a knees are a 90-degree angle, and then once again, depending on the angle of the hips, how easy or hard, the closer they are to you, the harder, but farther it makes it a bit easier. We'll use our left hand or left arm as balance, bringing the elbow over the wrist and pushing that left hand in. Once again, remember to imprint our backs, and we'll do a couple of clamshells on this side, keeping the big toe joints together, sickling that bottom foot a little bit. And bring that down to rest. Alright, and stretching that left leg out. We'll go up and down a couple times, remembering to engage the feet. Remembering to keep the bottom leg engaged with the outside of the leg pushing into the floor. Alright, keep the bouncing up and down as you start bringing the leg forward. And once you brought the leg forward as far as you can, go ahead and bring that down. Get a nice stretch. And if you want to, from here, if you have the range, you can straighten out your bottom leg. Once again, keeping that foot engaged. Alright, so we'll draw the right leg up first, and then bring the left leg back on top. Bring our arms to our side for a minute. Take a couple deep breaths. Alright, once again bringing that left hand out as an outrigger. We'll stretch out the left leg and we'll concentrate on drawing it back. Just some small movements to get it behind the body. Remember to maintain the imprint in the back, because that's what's really going to let you get into your hip flexors. And then bending the knee, bringing that left hand around to grab the foot or the ankle. And remember here, imprint, imprint, imprint. If you lose the imprint, you've gone too far into the stretch. But from here, first we'll gently draw or kick. We'll kick the foot and the leg into the hand and the arm pulling back on the leg. And then using some elbow strength, we'll draw the heel towards the bum. And then from here, maintaining that imprint, we'll see if we can draw that knee a little bit farther back. And slowly, with control, release, bringing that left leg back. Alright, one more round on this side, so stretch out that left leg. Draw it back as far as we can behind the body. Maintain that imprint. Really stretch out that leg. And then bend at the knee. Grab the ankle. Kicking the leg into the hand and the arm pulling back on the leg. And then really engaging the elbows. We'll draw that ankle toward the heel, towards our bum. And then maintaining the imprint, draw that knee a little bit farther back. And release. Drawing those knees back together. Alright, bring that left hand with some arm strength and push ourselves up. And we'll switch sides. Alright, take a couple breaths to get into the position. Alright, bring the right arm out a support, elbow over the wrist. We'll start off with some clamshells on this side. So sickling that left foot a little bit, lifting the left leg a little bit, keeping the big toe joints together.
So we're not keeping our left ankle down? Because I thought that's what you said.
No, you can lift that left leg and sickle the left ankle a little bit. Alright, and relax, bring that right leg back down. Let the left leg relax. Alright, bring that right arm back out as a support. We'll stretch out the right leg. Go some leg lifts on this side, up and down. And start bringing that leg forward as you keep going with the up and down action. And once you got that leg as far forward as you can do comfortably, bring that leg down. A nice side angle stretch. You can straighten out that bottom leg. And once again, keeping both feet engaged. Alright, then remember to maintain our imprint, but we'll draw our bottom leg back up. Bring the top leg to rest on top. And our arms come by our side. Alright, once again bring that right arm out as a support. We'll stretch out the right leg. This time we'll work at drawing it back behind our body. Once again, engaging the abs, maintaining an imprint. And making sure to engage the left leg, pushing the outside of the left leg into the floor. Alright, now you bend the knee, bring that right hand around to grab the foot or the ankle. Kick the leg into the arm pulling back on the leg. Good way to get some strength in our fingers and our wrists as well. We're really focusing on maintaining that imprint in our back. Use your elbow strength to draw your heel towards your bum. And then imprint, imprint, imprint. Can you take that right knee a little bit farther back? And slowly with control, release, bring that right leg back to rest on the left. Let your arms be on your side.
out the right leg. Gauge your abs, make sure you got the imprint as you draw that leg behind you. Ensure that you're still engaging with the left leg, outside of the leg pushing into the floor, feet engaged. Bend that right knee, reach around and grab the foot and the ankle, kicking the foot and leg into the hand and arm pulling back on the leg. Alright, with elbow strength, drawing that leg and that ankle, or sorry, the heel towards your bum. And then imprint, 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 as you draw that right knee back a little bit farther. And release slowly with some control, bringing the right leg back to rest on the left. Take a full breath, relax. And from here, bring our right hand back over, pushing ourselves up into a seated position. And we'll sit on our mat. Alright, one thing that we've been doing a lot in my class that I am taking and learning is boat pose, which was something I'm not very good at. So we're just gonna do a little prep work for some boat pose here before we do Shavasana. So basically from here we want to engage our abs, engage our elbows. For me, I find it really helps to kind of get that engagement, that dynamic engagement of pulling out with my arms and squeezing my legs, inner thighs together. And then from here we're just going to lift our legs, our heels up a little bit.
You're pulling apart?
Pulling apart with my arms, squeezing together with the insides of my legs. We kind of worked at warming up some of that earlier. So once again here, abs in, chest in, making a bit of an imprint with our back. If you're good, you can try lifting your legs a little bit, just up and down, up and down. Holding the legs up, you can try drawing our abs in a little bit closer. A little bit of a crunch. And just hold. Keeping those feet engaged. Still pulling apart with the arms, squeezing the inner thighs together. Alright, here just before we finish, for the fun of it, we can try the opposite. Now we're going to push the outside of our legs and, pushing out with the outside of our legs and pushing in with our arms. And release, let the heels come down slowly. And then with our hands behind our knees once again, we'll let ourselves come back slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Maybe rock our hips a couple of times. And then just relax into Shavasana.
No little bridge.
Oh, right, that's the reverse. Oh, okay, thank you, Katerina. Yes, we will, in the reverse of the boat pose. reverse of a boat pose is doing a little bridge. So drawing our feet up as close as we can to our seat, arms down by our sides. Make sure you push into your elbows, push into your palms, and lift your hips up. Can you once again imagine that engagement of the inner thighs squeezing together like we were doing when we were doing the bridge or the boat pose? One more big breath. And coming down slowly with control. Once again, spreading out our spine, coming down one vertebrae at a time. For me, I have to really do a strong imprint, almost curl of my pelvis and tailbone to get that lower back to stretch out as I lower it down. And then from here, we can walk our feet out, let our arms come wide as we go into Shavasana. Slowly waking ourselves up from the inside. We'll take a couple of deeper breaths. Start to wiggle our toes and our fingers. Draw our hands up above our head. We're going to shake. Let the arms come down heavy as we draw our knees up. Roll off to our side. And come up into a seated position. Alright, we'll do group own before dedicating the merit of our practice. Arms up into namaste. Exhale. Deep breath in. Thank you for joining me in this class. Thank you to my teacher Michelle and all the other teachers who brought me this far.